Hello and welcome to the first Culture Mosaic of 2018. Happy New Year! We do hope you and your loved ones have been enjoying a cozy holiday season. In today's edition, we'll get a chance to learn about the efforts in reviving the old-age full-range speakers. Then in our On the Mic, we'll delve into a project that engages children in drawing, art, and creative thinking. Later on, our Connecting Cultures segment will explore the dishes enjoyed by different cultures to bid farewell to the old year and welcome a new one. Breathing new life into old full-range speakers. Ting Tang and artistic insights into children's worlds. And later on, dishes for the celebration of New Year. "2017 was a year packed with thrilling and memorable cultural happenings in Vietnam. We'll get a chance to review some of the top highlights.
To begin the culture highlights of 2017, we have some good news about cultural heritages. Swan singing and by choice singing are added to the representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. The decision was made during the 12th session of the Intergovernmental Committee for the Safeguarding of the Intangible Cultural Heritage. Swan singing was removed from the list of intangible cultural heritages needing urgent protection and placed on the list of intangible cultural heritages of humanity. By choice singing is a folk art form that originated in the south-central region of Vietnam and is popular in Thừa Thiên Huế, Quảng Nam, Bình Định, Phú Yên, and Khánh Hòa. It features lessons about morality, stories about love for the homeland, community relationships, and life experience. So far, Vietnam has 12 UNESCO-recognized intangible cultural heritages.
And following its impressive figures from tourism sector as well as its major role in promoting Vietnam's beauty and traditions. The country welcomed 13 million visitors and brought in $22 billion. The success of the blockbuster Kong Skull Island, with its breathtaking scenes, shared images of Vietnam to the world, and director of the film, Jordan Vogt Roberts, was also the first foreigner to become Vietnam's tourism ambassador. Lý Xuân Căn, a descendant of King Lý Thái Tổ, has been appointed Vietnam's tourism ambassador to South Korea. The new ambassador was born in 1958 in Seoul, South Korea, and naturalized as a Vietnamese citizen since 2010. He was one of the founders of the South Korea and Vietnam Cultural Exchange Association, which promoted the friendship and cooperation between the two countries. More tours to promote Vietnam traditions were launched, including tours to visit the Hanoi Opera House and to discover Tuồng and Chèo Opera. Virtual tours of the Hanoi Opera House was launched on July the 12th, offering visitors new insights into various aspects of the renowned building. After 106 years, visitors now can directly explore the architectural values and history of the place, considered the art center of the country.
Cuisine also contributed to Vietnam's diverse culture in 2017. In the list of 100 cities with the best food in the world, Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City are ranked 87 and 80 respectively. The survey was conducted by Caterwing's European catering website with comments from 20,000 critics and food correspondents around the world. The World Association of Chef Societies, or WACS, has recognized Hội An City, Quảng Nam Province, as one of Vietnam's food capitals. This information was announced by Hội An Municipal People's Committee on the second Hội An International Food Festival. On top of that, the Vietnam Culinary Conservation Research and Development Center was established to promote Vietnamese cuisine and tourism. In addition to the establishment of the food center, many Vietnamese youngsters contribute to promote Vietnamese cuisine to the world. Among those are painter Đặng Hồng Quân and writer Trương Quý, as they published a funny food map or Lê La Qua Vặt for overseas Vietnamese and foreigners who are curious what to choose for a brunch, lunch or dinner. The handbook includes up to 1,001 street foods of Vietnam.
The 20th Vietnam Film Festival took place in Da Nang Central City in November, with 4 Golden Lotus Awards given in 4 different film categories. Em chưa 18 or Jailbait won big at the festival with 2 Golden Lotuses for Best Featured Film and Best Actress. Jailbait earned a record revenue of $6.6 million following 16 days of nationwide screening, making it the highest-grossing Vietnamese movie to date. Jailbait is also among the top 3 movies in Vietnamese cinema box office history to date, besides Kong Skull Island and Fast and Furious 8. At the festival, 3 Golden Lotus Awards were given to the documentary Sống và kể lại, or Live and Retell, a science documentary about a solution to fight coastal erosion, and an animated movie called Mannequin Boy. Artistic movies such as Đảo của dân ngụ cư or The Way Station and Father and Son were also awarded with prizes.
Nowadays, people are living in a developed society with many forms of entertainment, such as television, computers, and smartphones. However, just a decade ago, speakers were some of the most popular forms of entertainment. Such genres of full-range speakers as Siemens, Saba, or isophone were liked by many people at that time. And until today, many people are still in love with the sound of the speakers and put a lot of effort into collecting and reviving the speakers. We'll get a chance to meet one of these people in this week's edition of Culture and Lifestyle.
Ngay từ khi còn bé tôi cũng rất thích nghe nhạc. Chơi đến âm thanh thì cũng muốn có một cái âm thanh nó trung thực, nó đẹp. Trên thế giới họ cũng có những cái nhóm hội chơi rất là lớn về cái lĩnh vực này. Và qua chơi với nó thì tìm hiểu rồi trao đổi rồi nghiên cứu sâu về nó thì thấy rằng nó cũng xứng đáng để mình dành thời gian nghiên cứu, tìm kiếm, sưu tập, phục dựng lại được những cái hệ thống âm thanh mà cho được cái âm thanh đẹp. Tất cả những cái loa toàn giải mà tôi sưu tập thì hầu hết là màng loa bằng giấy. Nhưng mà cái giấy này là giấy có cấu tạo đặc biệt. Cái màng giấy này người ta kết hợp 2 cái loại vật liệu, đó là lông thú và bột giấy với keo, và dùng ly tâm kết hợp với cái khuôn mẫu để tạo ra cái màng giấy này. Và cái màng giấy này rất là nhẹ. Có những cái màng loa nó chỉ đến có cái cái trọng lượng của cái màng loa, kích thước như tôi nói ở đây khoảng 20 cm thì nó vào khoảng độ 14 gram giấy. Chính vì cái tính chất màng giấy và độ nhẹ như vậy cho nên là nó cho cái âm thanh rất là sáng rõ. Nam châm trong cái loa này ấy, thì nó là một loại hợp kim anico. Những cái đôi loa này ấy, nó cho một cái âm thanh rất là trung thực, một cái trải nghiệm rất là thực tế khi mà mình tái tạo nó theo một cái cách thức làm analog. Nó tái tạo được cái âm thanh analog rất là thuần, gần như là với thực tiễn, cho cái trung âm rất là rõ ràng, trong sáng. Cái giải tần số cao cũng không đến siêu cao, mà giải tần số thấp thì cũng không xuống đến siêu thấp. Nó chỉ đủ để đáp ứng được cái âm thanh của cả một dàn nhạc, mà nó không có cái siêu trầm, siêu cao như những hệ thống hiện đại. Và cái tính chất trung thực, cái tính chất truyền cảm nó đã làm cho tôi cảm thấy thích thú và sưu tập. Quá trình mà tôi sưu tập ấy thì tôi chủ yếu sưu tập những cái dòng loa toàn giải được sản xuất tại Đức trong cái giai đoạn vàng của audio khoảng từ những năm 1940 đến năm 1960. Ngay từ khi mình sưu tập mình đã biết rằng là sẽ phải đưa nó vào những cái thùng loa để làm cộng hưởng cho nó, để tăng được cái giải tần số cao, tăng giải tần số trầm, rồi là có thể phối hợp với những cái thiết bị ampli, rồi những thiết bị đầu đọc hiện đại. Từ đầu thì còn làm giản đơn thô sơ, mình đã dùng những các cái nguyên liệu gỗ tự nhiên để đóng thử, đóng mẫu. Thế là khi mà đóng thử, đóng mẫu thấy nó hay rồi thì mà chinh phục được cái thiết kế các cái đóng thùng loa rồi thì ta làm vào những các cái hoàn thiện ở cái cấp độ cao hơn. Bản thân tôi cũng không phải là người sáng tạo ra những mẫu thùng loa, mà là những người tiếp thu những kinh nghiệm chơi đóng thùng, độ chế những thùng này của những người chơi ở châu Âu về quy cách đóng thùng, và mình chỉ có bắt chước và làm theo. Tuy nhiên thì tôi có cải tiến một số các cái yếu tố kỹ thuật trong cái quá trình đóng thùng loa, đặc biệt là những yếu tố mà chọn vật liệu làm cho cái thùng loa nó mang cái màu sắc riêng, nó mang chính cá tính của mình. Ví dụ như là tôi sử dụng cái vật liệu bằng sơn mài, sử dụng cái công nghệ sơn mài truyền thống của Việt Nam. Tôi sử dụng các cái cách làm kèn tre truyền thống của người Việt Nam. Những cái họa tiết, những cái hoa văn, những các cái chi tiết trên thùng loa mình cũng có thể cải tiến được để tạo ra cái dấu ấn, những cái điểm nhấn về mặt mỹ thuật cho nó.
Mình biết Khang làm từ lúc mà còn cái thô sơ đấy, tức là sưu tập những cái loa nó cũng chưa được phải hài lòng. Thế mà càng ngày theo năm tháng thì cái kỹ thuật về đóng loa, làm loa, thế rồi là sưu tập những cái loa mà gọi là danh tiếng trên thế giới đấy về để phối ghép, thì đến bây giờ thì nó là một cái gọi là sản phẩm mình thấy rằng là hoàn thiện rất tốt.
Culture Mosaic is a weekly journal here on VTV International, looking to give you, our viewers, the latest scoop on the cultural scene here in Vietnam. Whether it be the diversity and richness of century-old heritage or the dynamic and exciting vibe of a modern Vietnam, we hope to bring you the many facets of the cultural and artistic soul here in the country. So don't go away, as we have many more news coming your way. Now, some of the paintings you see here are all drawn by children from 7 to 15 years of age, and they all learned drawing in just 10 days. Their artwork was part of the Nightingale Lightning, which just concluded its first phase in December. The project doesn't just focus on drawing skills, but instead uses drawing as a key to discovering the world of children. We'll get a chance to learn more about this interesting project and its founder, Dr. Trịnh Thắng, in this week's edition of On the Mic.
Đây là một vùng băng giá, tự nhiên ở một chỗ lại có một hố lửa. Con đang định vẽ cái này, tự nhiên nó thành hình tròn. Con nghĩ là ai cũng có một tuổi thơ bên những khoảnh khắc mà cỏ xanh mướt, rồi những bông hoa, rồi những cánh diều bay, khác xa với những ồn ào náo nhiệt của thành phố.
From such different idealistic ideas, 16 children have produced over 100 impressive work of art in 10 days.
Mà mới đến lớp thì con nghĩ là học vẽ cũng không vui lắm, nhưng mà học xong rồi con thấy rất là vui. Thầy chỉ bảo con vẽ cả tình, thầy nhìn thầy sẽ biết là bọn con, thầy định hướng cho bọn con ạ.
And for the one who can make drawing become fun for children is Dr. Trịnh Thắng. founder of the Nightingale Lightning Project.
First of all, thank you, Dr. Trịnh Thắng, for joining this week's edition of On the Mic. Can you share with us your latest art project called Nightingale Lightning? Why does it have such a special name?
Nightingale is referred to children, naive, novice, and plain. I want to introduce the two values to children. One, naive, and second, sudden, explosive of wisdom. And I hope that with the two values, the children will go on their own track. I just temporarily call project, but it's something like a platform, like reminders for children on the way to their destination.
And why do you focus mainly on children?
I've been providing training for different groups of audience, including children and adults, different sectors of society. But then children, they are actually like white paper. And with the white paper or plain paper, you can draw whatever with the sharp patterns. If you work with something it's already in bracket, contaminated with a lot of ideas and ideologies and philosophies, then it's difficult to get them out to make plain background for something that you want to add in. So just think of the children that way.
With brushes and paints, these children are ready to color their inner worlds. Some like to cover their photos with colorful lines. Some want to paint sophisticated pictures in detail. Some use the paint in a very different way altogether. And to Dr. Trịnh Thắng, all these pictures are masterpieces presenting the unique view of each child. According to him, drawing is not just a form of art, it is also a way to show yourself to the world. So there are no bad pictures. The important thing is to encourage young people to confidently express their thinking.
You don't focus too much on drawing techniques. Is it too hard for children who don't know much about drawing, especially with acrylic colors?
Children are open and they want to express with action more than verbal language. And if they are forced to draw with some techniques or some formulas, they would be less inspired. For example, when I ask them to paint a vase of flowers, I put the vase of flowers in front of them, leave them 1 to several minutes to observe the flowers, and they will come to another context to represent again the flowers. And because they bring the flowers from this context in their mind to another context to draw, so they forget most of what they see. They will reflect, try to express and interpret in whatever I call it, the inner process. One vase of flowers, but 10 students will present in 10 different ways. Very impressive. Abstract.
So your project has gone through 3 sessions, each session lasting 10 days. And there's a limitation. Each child can only attend 1 session. And why is it this limitation?
I was not trained as a painter. I trained them how to interpret and perceive the world and transfer or transform their perception into painting. What I want them to know within the 10th session as something like the added value, something like for them to stop a little bit, thinking, perceive, and interpreting. Then with that purpose, I don't want longer. I don't need to have to make that course longer. As a matter of fact, up to the 10 sections, the children has their own ability to explore and to go further. And after the 10 sessions, if they have any problems, any questions or concerns, they just call or come to meet me a little bit in person. and I help them out of the situation, and that's better. They often come here with their something they really want to know more about. They're already very ready for that, open-minded, and welcome all ideas and advice from me.
Trịnh Thắng graduated as a doctor from North Carolina University in the US. He has worked as a researcher for international organizations for many years. Passionate about art, he composes music, writes short stories and poems, and practices drawing and martial arts. Trịnh Thắng life is a mixture of different interests, but according to him, all this share his goal in life, to keep himself and others healthy.
Do you plan to expand your project to other groups other than children?
Children, as I told you, is a plain paper, and they are open to welcome all what they can learn. But for other groups of people, precisely adults, I don't think I could help, because they have learned enough. I'm not ready to break the frozen block and introduce something new. It would take a long time. It would make me make a lot of effort, and that against my rule of life, making no effort.
Again, thank you so much for joining our show, and we wish you the best of luck in your future projects of developing children's ability.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Each country has its own dishes to celebrate the coming New Year. For Vietnamese, Lunar New Year, Chưng and Tết cakes, sugar candy fruits or mứt, sticky rice, and many more are staple dishes of the celebration. We'll learn more about the dishes that are enjoyed in some countries in the world in celebration of the New Year in this week's Connecting Cultures.
The Japanese celebrate New Year the same day as in Western countries. This is one of Japan's biggest holidays. On this occasion, osechi are served, a traditional Japanese New Year food trays. These include many dishes such as herring roe, black soybeans, candied sardines, shrimp, and fish cakes, among many. According to Yamada, chef of a Japanese restaurant in Hanoi, December is a busy month. He must prepare the New Year menu, and especially traditional osechi.
Osechi is a first dish Japanese eat on New Year. Each part of the dish has a meaning. For example, herring roe means many offspring. Black soybeans mean good health. Candied sardines means a bumper crop, and chestnut cakes mean good fortune.
Russian people welcome New Year with a late New Year's Eve meal, including dozens of traditional foods such as salads, especially Olivier salad or beetroot salad, caviar, pickled cucumber, vegetables, and meat jellies. For Russian families living in Vietnam, in addition to Vietnamese dishes, traditional Russian cuisine is a must on New Year. Anastasia, a Russian expatriate in Vietnam, uses some local ingredients to make her country's dishes. In Italy, a traditional New Year's Eve meal is all about abundance. As rice represents coins, traditional dinners include risotto. Another classic dish is cappuccino. But most importantly, New Year food for many Italians such as Veronica Benadiri, who lives in Hanoi, is the food of family cookings. French cuisine is known for its sophistication. and their New Year dishes are no exception. Depending on the region, typical dishes for this occasion are cheese, foie gras, salmon, seafood, soup, as well as more luxurious dishes like lobster, oyster and truffle.
Well, most of the time we'll have heavy cheese meal and maybe foie gras, wine of course, salmon, yeah, that's very traditional. There's 3 type of dishes, potato thingy as well, and big kind of turkey, which we prepare with kind of a French way.
For New Year and Christmas, we usually have family tables and we gather with family and friends and we bring together all the best dish that we like. The dish we're looking for the Christmas and New Year is most of the time, very good dish, the best we can find. It's a little bit like in Vietnam when you have a Tết, you put certain food on the table because it's a very important period of time.
Regardless of how or where one welcomes New Year, traditional cuisine is a great way to express a country's culture. But most importantly, it brings reunion, happiness, and wishes for the year to come. And for foreigners living in Vietnam, New Year brings the flavors of their homeland.
And that is also wrapped up this week's edition of Culture Mosaic. If you would like to provide any feedback or comment on anything you've seen here on Culture Mosaic, please feel free to write to us at vtvinternational@vtv.vn. You can also log on to vtv4.vn or our YouTube channel at vtv4go for more of our programs. From our crew here at VTV4, we wish you and your family a wonderful start to the new year. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you more next week. Goodbye for now.